Hey guys, it's me again. Don't quite have the tank set up yet. Still haven't taken delivery of the actual display yet, which technically I'm kind of okay with. That gives me a lot of time to set up the actual cabinet. And I think even once I get the display, I'm probably going to keep it empty for a while. Luckily, I have the Reefer 170 here, which I've been kind of working on. The water changed, and I had to, mess with the little knob in the back to make it silent again. So, been working on that. But anyways, it's kind of nice to have that tank because it gives me, it makes me less impatient with this tank, I guess. When I got this tank, I think I ordered like everything, put it together, had it set up. I think I used, I can't remember what it is. It's in the purple bottle. It's like the InstaCycle stuff, and I probably had stuff in it within a month. Not exactly corals, but I had some softies and some things I knew that were hardy. But with that being said, since I have that tank to play around with, that gives me a good opportunity to kind of take my time on this one, which is awesome. So the first thing I did, and what I'm going to talk about in this video, is I actually added some lighting underneath the actual sump area. So let's go down there real quick. So you can basically see I added the strip lighting to the top of the cabinet. And it puts out a whole bunch of light, which is awesome because in my 170, when I had a fuge on there, I always had to turn the fuge light to see anything. And now that I've taken the fuge off, I've had to use my phone to see anything under there. So the first thing I wanted to do is set up some light system. And you can't really see it, but this little plastic thing right here is actually a magnetic switch that I will put another magnetic thing on the door, so when it's closed the lights will actually go off. I actually have the other magnetic door switch right here. It's just this little thing with a little sticky side on it, and I've already wired it up, so if I put this close you'll notice that the lights go off. Oop, there we go. So once I remove it, the lights come on, lights go off, lights come on, etc., etc. I can kind of give you a little idea. Let me see if I can put my camera here. Let's see. You can kind of see all the stuff, but you can't really see it. But anyways, I will post some pictures of what the hell looks like so you can get a good idea of what that actually looks like. And then of course I've just run wires on the top here all the way to the back to the little wire hole back there. And then it's just, a standard plug that I have that goes to a regular outlet, which I will probably eventually have in the Apex EB832 or whatever it's called. It'll probably just be on, but I might want to control it at some point. I don't really know. Anyways, this being said, I am by no means an electrician. I am curious how some of this is going to hold up. So I soldered the leads to the LEDs, and I covered them in the heat shrink. So that should keep any splashes off of them. But I'm still just kind of curious, exactly how it's going to stand. If anybody sees the pictures that I post in the video and knows of better ways to do it, definitely let me know, because I would definitely like to improve it and make it, increase the longevity. But also, I think total this probably cost, I want to say $80, and that's kind of just a guess. But I will include all of the things that I purchased for this in the description of the video in case you want to do it. And if you need help kind of along the way, I can give you some pointers on how I did it. But again, there might be better ways to do this. Again, definitely not an electrician, but I like it. It actually looks really sleek. I would say it looks factory-like, because I think it's really cool. And of course, these are just kind of stickied on there. I might eventually have to put a better way to put them on there, but to me it looks really good. Puts off tons of light. And yeah, that's kind of all I got for today. just kind of wanted to give you guys a heads up on like what I've been doing. There isn't some interesting news on the tank, but I will kind of share that later. I think what I'm going to do on the next video is I'm probably actually going to just do a quick go over of the Sump, because I know when I was buying the 750, there's really not a whole lot of videos on it. For some reason, it's a very popular fish-only reef. Don't really know why, because it's a lot of money to do that. I don't know if it's because it's really expensive to maintain it as a reef. I don't know. So anyways, I'm going to try to do a whole lot of content, but one of my next ones is just going to be a quick go over the Sump, like how it works and all that stuff. It's not going to be very hard, but it is different than like I had a Reefer 350, and it's different than that because it has like a movable refugium section, a height adjustable skimmer thing, as well as the ATO, which I'm not really a fan of their ATOs, but I'm going to show it anyways. And the other thing that I will probably do after that is I'm actually going to get some 250-gallon water containers, and I'm going to put them on the other side of this wall, which happens to be my garage, so that's awesome. And then I'll probably use that as an ATO as well as potentially an auto water change. If you follow bulk resupplies, they use the Apex doses to do water changes, and I'm probably going to try that. And that's another reason why I'm saying that I don't really care if it takes a long time to get the display up, or if it takes a long time to fill it, because a lot of this stuff is really expensive. And luckily, I'm pretty blessed to have a fairly good job that I can afford to do this with my hobby. But still, anybody knows this hobby knows that it's expensive. I think it was funny because I just got through watching Bulk Reef Supply's latest stream from, I think it was yesterday, the day after President's Day, and Ryan made a comment, how much. Somebody asked him how much he spent on a reef tank, and told his buddy or whatever, and they kind of about had a stroke, like, how do you afford that? Blah 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 blah. And, person asking him has like a nice Lexus, and Ryan's like, well, I chose a cheaper Toyota or whatever. You have a Lexus, it's like 20 grand more, so he put that 20 grand in his hobby, which kind of is the way I've been. When I first got out of college, I guess I got bored, so I had a whole lot of hobbies. I was really into like the drones, the quadrotors, before they were really heavily regulated. I'm a big gamer. I like building PCs, pretty much anything to do with computers. I have done reef tanks for 7 years, I think it is. So at one point in time, I had to like look at my hobbies because they were all expensive and be like, one of you guys needs to go. And that's when the FFA really like kind of hammered down on drones. You had to register them. You couldn't do as much stuff with them. Not that I was like doing anything illegal or bad, but it was just a pain. And a lot sketchier, so I kind of got rid of the whole drone scene, and plus I didn't really use it as much, whereas like I play games at least once or twice every week, probably more than that, and I look at my fish tank daily, so that's what I do right now, and I just kind of stick with it. I'm also not super social, so I don't have like social expenses, which is kind of sad, but whatever. Me and my wife got married and we're kind of hermits, but we're cool with it. So yeah, anyways, all that to say that a big tank is definitely expensive. More rock, more sand, more water, a bigger ATO, having to figure out how to do that, more lights, blah blah blah. So it's going to take a while, which honestly I'm okay with. So that's kind of it for today. I rambled a whole lot here, so I will let you guys go, and I'll see you guys hopefully shortly. Talk about the Sump. Later.